an
But
agreement,
this
Hassan.
is what I keep saying. He wants to have his cake and eat it too. He wants to be able to threaten people and say, you can't watch my content. That's cheating. That's cheating. That's cheating. That's cheating. But also, Hassan, watch it. Hassan, watch it. Hassan, watch it. Hassan, watch it. Did you film an off-stream Ethan video? Yes. Yeah, new Denims video. This is the first video I've worked on in like, so how long has it been? Like 2 years since I've made like a real scripted video. Yeah, it's been a while. So I'm really excited and I hope you guys like it. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be cool. Your own content nuke? Yeah. It is about to release in 1 minute. So I'm going to full screen it.
Denims. What a stupid, dumb bitch. Okay, first of all, she's a bitch. Shame on you. You. This is a disgusting human being. She's a vile piece of shit.
I hope you guys like that. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'm not an editing god or anything, so, you know, it could use some more polish, but I tried to focus on the meat of the arguments that were made against me.
14 minutes.
So yeah, 14 minutes. I tried to have some fun with it. Good job, too short, should have ripped more into him. Yeah, but the thing is, I know that the video is going to be seen by Ethan Klein fans and by Ethan Klein, and a lot of the people that are still in that camp, including obviously Ethan Klein himself, don't have the attention span for like more than that. But yeah, I think that like one of the things that I've seen a lot of is him trying to defend calling me a bitch, which this is a problem, Ethan. There is nothing that you can say that's actually going to impact how I feel. Like you can never get me to be even a fraction of the level of mad that you get about me because I think it's funny. I think it's so funny. I think it's really funny, dude. I got girl bullied as a kid, okay? You're gonna have to try harder than calling me a bitch, man. You're gonna have to try a little bit harder, okay? But he tries to defend calling me a bitch a bunch of times in his video or in his live stream because I defend rape, except he doesn't even care about the story that he's pushing. Like, he keeps claiming that this woman was raped multiple times in captivity, but this woman's never said that. She's never said that ever. I'm not disproving her saying that she was raped because she never said that to begin with. Sounds like you're just saying that because you have a narrative to promote to help manufacture consent because you're not as pro-Palestinian as you want to pretend to be. Yeah. YouTube also told Sean the Black to report that. I mean, I don't really care about reporting it because I think it's like pathetic on its face. And I think that there are a lot of people that see Ethan Klein act that way. And it's very unhinged. It's very not normal to get on your stream and be so mad that you're like, you bitch, you vile bitch, like that. You look crazy. You look like a crazy person, dude. You need to seek help. Like, you need to seek mental help immediately if you think that that's normal. Like, you're like, whoa. Wow, that's crazy. You should have mentioned how the H3 channel also labeled him as a Sneeko fan. I thought about adding that in, but again, I wanted to keep the video as concise as I could and try and focus on the things that matter, you know? I want you guys to know, I did spend almost my entire day yesterday working on that video. He did steal a day off from me, so damn you, Ethan Klein. I would have been playing Marvel Rivals, but it's okay. I think that was better. So the other thing too is like, so Bad Empanada actually had a really good video breaking down everything that Ethan Klein is wrong about in his content nuke, which I think I did an okay job, obviously doing it live and not having, like, I wanted to get through the video with you guys as soon as possible, so I didn't want to pause and like go and fact check for hours on end. But a lot of this stuff, I've already seen the information on a lot of this stuff, and I could pull up the documentation or like the articles showing what I know to be true. But when we were live streaming it, I just wanted to get through the meat of the content nuke initially. It was 5 hours long and he had to give up at the end, or it would have been 8 hours. Yeah. So yeah, like I wanted to just get through the video with you guys. So I didn't get too deep into all of the different ways that he was wrong in his content nuke. But there's a lot of stuff. I think the primary problem with Ethan Klein's content nuke is that he sort of just like assumes the clips that he's showing are self-evident and why they're wrong. Like, he puts clips on the screen. He doesn't explain why they're wrong. He doesn't show any real articles about why they're wrong. And when he tries to, he doesn't even do it correctly. Like the Uyghur genocide that he tries to talk about, which I said this on my live stream. And I think Bad Avenada does a good job explaining it in more detail on every single point. But when he talks about the Uyghur genocide, because it's not a genocide, are there human rights violations? Absolutely 100%. But there is no source that he even provides that's reasonable or good that explains this genocide that he's claiming is happening. And this is the same guy who is too sheepish to accurately call Israel's genocide what it is. Like, the only thing that Hassan says in the original content nuke is like, no, there's no organ harvesting death camps. What? That doesn't happen. And then he pulls up some random shit that's like, see, here's the fact that the genocide is happening. And it's like, what? This doesn't even, you're just double wrong. This doesn't prove what you're saying it proves. And this is also not going against what Hassan said. What the hell? But it's like that's the entire thing, right? Like, even the disingenuous quote from Hassan where he says, quote, it doesn't matter if rapes happen, end quote. Why don't you play the rest of that clip? Because the rest of that clip, I think, is very reasonable, which is, hey, it doesn't matter how many rapes happen, it doesn't justify genocide. I don't think that because some people from a group committed rape, you have an excuse to suddenly genocide all of those people. That's a crazy thing to say and think. That's a crazy thing to say and think. Genocide is unjustifiable. End of discussion. He couldn't even find the AP article Hassan was referencing because he only looked back up to 2 years. This happened more than 2 years ago. Yeah. Bitch merch when? Dude, for real, actually. I need to make that merch. Bitch. Vile bitch. That would go hard. Oh my god, dude. That would go crazy. Dude, that would go insane. Oh my god. Vile bitch on a crop top. Yeah. No, there was a lot of things. I want to move into the content for today before we move on. There was a lot of things that I wanted to put in that video that I made, but I had to be picky and choosy because there were so many there was just so much that you could put into a video, and I didn't want to make it an hour and a half long, and I didn't want to not see my friends and family for 2 months. But like, another thing that I thought would be funny is like making we're all trying to find the guy who did this, about like him being mad that people are like stealing his content. We're all looking for the guy that made fair use possible. We're all looking for him. Like, I thought that would be funny. But again, there's so much stupid shit that Ethan Klein has said, and so many instances of him just like blatantly lying that it's hard to fit everything into one video. But yeah, that was also, that didn't make the final cut. But yeah, I love the part where he said he made Hassan. I didn't even see that. What the hell? Normal behavior, normal. I did also want to show some of the other recent crash outs. This was a pretty insane thing. He's not even joking when he says this, which is crazy.
Bro is straight up in that like Lebowski, Big Lebowski, like sex predator vibe. He looks like someone at a Big Lebowski party, you know, where he...
Jackie Treehorn?
Yeah, he looks like he's at a Jackie Treehorn party, you know, drunk women, which surprisingly doesn't seem too far off from what he actually does do, or has done at least.
I think it's
Whoa, dude, that's literally defamation. I don't even know if he could hide behind like this is like parody or comedy or something, because there was no comedic timing about that. There was no laughter. There was no like, that was. And I think that's like the worst thing, by the way, about the recent Ethan Klein like crash out. Mods are deleting your video when it gets linked on the main H3 subreddit. I wonder why. They haven't had a problem spreading misinfo about me. $1 billion say they refuse to keep it up. Ethan has literally said he wants to get Hassan canceled. It's all malice, no parody. Yeah, I love that he hates the way that you think before you speak. It's so funny. I don't know why there's so many sections in his live stream about me. Sorry, I was making one point and then I started getting distracted into another point. But there's so many points where he's like, say something while he's actively paused. I know you don't collect your thoughts before speaking, but you shouldn't assume that other people are like you. What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyways, I think the saddest thing, honestly, is like this crash out has totally ruined his brain. Maybe it was the Ozempic. I don't actually know if Ozempic does this to your brain, but whatever it is, it's really ruined his brain. And it's sad that there are so many instances where he's doing these live streams and he sounds insane. Like, he genuinely doesn't sound well. He doesn't look great, and he doesn't look like he's like doing okay. And he'll say some crazy vitriolic shit, and then it's just dead silent in the studio. This is the most vile bitch. Like, you could hear a pin drop. No comment from anyone because nobody knows what the fuck to do about their boss screaming at the top of his lungs like a psycho. So
Denims, remember, he is a comedian.
that's true. That is true. He is a comedian. Famously, when comedians speak, everyone sits there silently.
Cinema, you did so f***ing well on that video. Proud to be here for 4 years.
Thanks, thank you. Guys, sorry, I haven't read subs, but thank you everybody who subs to the channel, helps support what I do. It really means a lot. I really do appreciate it. Subbing, donoing bits, it's the best way to help support me do what I do and be as brazen as I want to be about calling out bad faith actors who their only way to get at people is to be dishonest, disingenuous, terrible people. So, did you actually send him a fruit basket? That's so fucking funny if you did. Oh yeah, this was another thing he wanted to show. And was like, yeah, I'm definitely not fuming about the fact that Denim got 40k viewers stealing my content. She would send me a fruit basket. She'd send me some chocolates, some flowers.
Face.
I don't know if you keep track of like the addresses of the people you hate, Ethan Klein, but I don't do that. I don't know where you live or wait. I don't even know where your work studio is. I don't have the energy for that. What the hell? But I did consider doing it after he said it. I was like, would it be funny? And I decided it wouldn't be funny. But yeah. So if I watch it, it's stealing, but he desperately wants Hassan to stream it. Yeah, but listen, okay, chat, listen. I am disappointed in the crew, in the staff over at the H3 show. I am pretty disappointed because, like, you got to take a stand eventually, guys. You do. You have to. Like, honestly, genuinely, for fucking Ethan Klein's own good. Because people like Ethan Klein, there is a chance that they can pull themselves out of their hole if they stop being enabled. I think when he was just doing fun little meme videos, I thought he was pretty good. And then he got lazy and then started just doing this shit podcast where he just makes whatever content. And then I was like, even then I was like, well, this is just not for me. I'm not really a big live podcast person. And then he decided he wanted to talk about politics. It's so bizarre. I don't know. Anyways, I mean, I think a lot of people also can recognize like, hey, who's the insane person here? The guy who's just making everyone his enemy or the people he's attacking relentlessly? He went after Markiplier because Markiplier doesn't want to see cream pie jokes on his timeline about and imagine Ethan Klein and Hila. Like that was weird for him. So he's like, yeah, I had to mute the page. That was weird. So he decided to do like a full anti-Markiplier segment on his stream about how he fakes his voice. And then like, I remember the other day he decided to make enemies with Philip DeFranco because Philip DeFranco covers things very fairly. He's a lib. He's a good lib, but like he covers things very, very fairly. Why are you going after these people that are really well loved? Like it doesn't make you look like you're on the normal side. This one.
Phil's not covering this because he can't right his song because he knows he's wrong. So you've seen from his chat when I called in, remember his chat.
This is so pathetic as ex-Destiny Orbiter. Hassan Piker. It's so pathetic. Ethan. Like he knows how bad it looks currently right now in present day to associate yourself, but he still is collaborating currently. Why are you putting X when you are that? Like it's, anyways, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Chat, just like being absolutely toxically disgusting. That's his audience, right? He knows if he doesn't suck Hassan off, he's going to have hell to pay in his audience.
Okay. This is so weird. This is so weird. Why are you attacking one of the most beloved creators on YouTube? Do you think that that's going to help you? Do you think attacking Philip DeFranco, it's going to help you? You see him lash out at Caroline Kwan. Get away from her! Get away from her! Oh, no, I didn't. Attacking Ludwig is wild too. I mean, it's just pathetic. Oh, man, it's just pathetic. Yeah, I just don't, it's so weird. It's so weird. Like, not normal. Really, he's not being normal even a little bit.
Gun, get away from her.
Get away from her. Content Nuke 2, how long do you think it'll be? 4 hours? If we're lucky. If we're lucky, it'll only be 4 hours. If we're lucky. If God still loves us. All right. Yeah, I don't want Ethan anymore. I want EFAT again. I miss when he was less insane. Is what it is, I guess. Is what it is. Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about, by the way. Oh, sorry. I never finished my point about the staff. I still don't think anyone, like, should say... I don't want to see the staff harassed. I don't. I mean, I never want to see anyone get harassed. Like, you guys have better things to do with your time, honestly, genuinely. But I don't really feel like targeting the staff. Like, that's so bizarre to me. But I am like disappointed because like you guys are enabling this behavior. Like, I'm not even talking about being complicit. I'm saying like, do you think that he's gonna realize that he's being insane without anyone in his inner circle pushing him on this? Like, actually pushing him, not saying, I don't think you should do that. I'm saying like something meaningful. And you guys know that he's lying. You guys know that. And you're just sitting there. Come on. Dude, come on. Which sucks because I don't dislike any of the staff. I don't really have a reason to. And I do think that there is like an inherent bad like power dynamic there that your employer is just fucking crashing out all the time. But Zach just has weird vibes. I just don't. I'm sure there's clips that could substantiate that. I would like you guys to know that he just doesn't. He gives me weird vibes. He gives like plays too much CS:GO vibes, and that's coming from someone who's played too much CS:GO. That's just. And I'm right. I'm right about that. Okay. Especially because they seem to be able to easily drop Teddy Fresh staff. I'm sure they dropped their crew without a second thought. We saw what happened when Olivia tried to speak up. If you want people to get out, you need to support their other projects so they see that there's a soft place to land. Yeah. So like, I don't know if any staff members see this, you know, you guys are obviously very clearly talented people. Let's be real. Ethan Klein is not the person doing all the work for his podcast. The reason that a lot of YouTubers, which I think also Bad and Banana correctly pointed this out, the reason that a lot of YouTubers switched from doing like videos to doing podcasts is because it's a lot easier to offshore the labor for a podcast. Someone else can do the researching. Someone else can do the topic picking. All you have to do is just sit there and you already know what the talking points are and you get to just talk about it. Like, let's realistically, genuinely, there's a reason he didn't upload anything in 4 years because he doesn't want to work, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing. I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing, to be very clear. I think that it's like fine. I mean, Philip DeFranco sort of does it where he has a team that pulls stories for him and he kind of just, you know, reads it out because it's very time consuming and you're giving people jobs and you're giving them healthcare, hopefully. Yeah, cool. Also, it's not like the button erases the crew's memory. Why do they tolerate not speak out against deleted parts? I mean, again, it's because it's their employer and they want him to stop crashing out and they want him to go back to being normal. And they're just like genuinely waiting that like better days are coming. Also, Philip DeFranco doesn't take all the credit. Yeah, I mean, Philip DeFranco he's been pretty open about how he literally cannot make videos nowadays, if not for the fact that he has a dedicated, amazing staff that helps pull the stories, that helps fact check, that helps get everything correct, which is why he doesn't issue that many corrections. It's very rare, I feel like, that I've seen Philip DeFranco need to issue corrections. But again, it's because he has an amazing staff that works really hard. So all of that to say, to all the H3 staff, you guys are very clearly talented, okay? You guys very clearly can pick out stories. You guys very clearly can produce a good show. You guys have, if you didn't have good stage presence, for lack of better words, you would never be on camera. And the fact that you guys are on camera, shows that you guys, you know, have talent and are fun to watch. And you should consider, I mean, I assume most of these people have at least put in some effort into trying to make their own stuff and make their own content and grow their own pages and channels and stuff. But you should consider going almost all in on that and really put a lot of effort in, because I think people really love the staff. Like, I mean, I love Olivia, like I do. I'm sure lots of other people in here feel the same way. I think like this is my worst take. I think Dan is a genuinely good person. Like, I don't think he's a bad person. And I think over the years, he's just been like grinded down and he just doesn't care anymore about pushing back on Ethan because it's just not worth it. Like the juice isn't worth the squeeze. And I think he's become complicit, which is sad because he's not stupid. Dan's not stupid. I think Ethan Klein is stupid and he's disingenuous, but Dan's not stupid. So it's sad that he like has decided to just give up on that. So yeah, Olivia's on Twitch now, Olivia the streamer. Yeah, you guys should go and give these people support if you can, because I want them to be able to have the option of moving away from H3 and being able to produce their own shows and their own content. You know, so anyways, what's this? Someone who's watched every episode since 2020. I can say I miss the crew and hearing their points, but listening to Ethan is so insufferable that it's hard to even tune in. Yeah, I mean, his staff, the crew is the reason that Ethan Klein is able to put on a podcast 4 times a week. To be clear, I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think that that's cool, right? Having producers help you put together a show and they get to work on something that they genuinely like working on. I think that's cool. I think it's cool, especially when you've been on YouTube for as long as Ethan Klein's been on YouTube. Again, comparing him to Philip DeFranco. 44-27. Let's see this. But yeah, it's sad. It's just sad. When I see Ethan Klein crashing out like this, I don't even feel like any emotion other than this is sad and pathetic. 44. Responding to Caroline Kwan. Good. Oh, wait. This was like, was this a while ago? I think we did watch this. Yeah, this was crazy. This was insane behavior. I think he came off really unhinged in this segment.
Who is a friend of Hassan's.
This
She
was
is
weird.
a political streamer. I hear she's very nice, but I will say this. She's very dumb. Just like...
It seems like all of the women that you highlight on your stream are dumb. Must just be a coincidence.
you know...
It's insane, by the way, to call Caroline Kwan dumb. Like, she's actually, like, that's... You're fucking delusional if you think that. Like, you're actually a fucking moron. I don't know what to tell you.
being nice and being
Also,
dumb...
she doesn't even claim to be a political streamer. She's a pop culture streamer. And if you've watched any of her streams, you'll know that that's what she wants to do. What she wants to do more than anything else is talk about Hollywood, talk about movies, talk about how media is impacted by social norms and by the current political climate, and how the current political climate is impacted by media. Like, where the intersection of these things is. Like, that's what she wants to talk about on her stream. Personally, she's also very invested in like actual political action, protesting, engaging in mutual aid, etc. She was responsible for Hassan's interview with the incarcerated firefighters. Like, what? I wouldn't be surprised if most of the mutual aid and on the grounds activism that Hassan has done on his stream was mostly organized or suggested by Caroline, because she's very invested in trying to make the world a better place. And when you stream like Hassan does, like 10 hours a day every day, you don't have as much time to sit there and plan and organize these like streams for these rallies, for these protests, for mutual aid. And she rightfully gets Hassan to do a lot of these really important streams. So to attack her is bizarre to me. Like, what's your moral high ground is that you donated $6,000 when you're a fucking millionaire? Congrats, dude. What do you want, a fucking award? Oh, you clearly love Palestine so much, which is why you spend all this time spreading anti-Arab, anti-Muslim propaganda about them being super violent. That's why you spend all this time pushing this mass rape narrative that has yet to be proven by a single UN report that there was systemic rape. Why? So you can manufacture consent for the genocide in Gaza? Like, fuck off, dude. Like, literally fuck off.
They're actually, a lot of times they go together. Sometimes the dumber you are, the nicer you are. I mean, just look at Mice of Men, for example. She's like Lenny.
Like Lenny?
She's Lenny, except obviously totally
like Lenny.
Like, and spiritually, she's like Lenny. She's the girlfriend of Hassan's friend,
Will Neff.
AB from
Will Neff.
H3.
Another nice guy.
Yeah, I think I met. By the way, this is not personal. He was there when I did the podcast with them, right? Nice, very nice guy. Loved him. If you want to be my friend instead of Hassan's, it's open. You know what I mean?
You're
gonna have to exclude your girlfriend, though.
I met him at
to
the
leave your
creator
girlfriend.
class. He was really nice. He said he was a fan of the show.
Who is?
Will Neff.
That's where that breaks my heart. You know, in the divorce, Hassan's gonna get Will Neff. But just know, my friend, it's not personal. But
This is like fan behavior. Like, this is just go write fan fiction. That would be more normal. Just go on AO3 and write some fan fiction. That would be more normal than what you're doing right now. Like, these are people who have been friends for over a decade. You were friends with Hassan over the internet. I don't even know if they ever even did, like, hung out privately IRL. Would this be classified as a midlife crisis being publicized on the internet? Oh, absolutely, this is a
Here's to
midlife
Ethan
crisis.
falling-
Yeah, so have you ever had someone confidently but obviously weasel themselves into your friend group? It feels just like that, yeah. Anyways, the fact that you were friends with Hassan for like a year or 2 years maybe, and you guys, as far as I saw, didn't really spend that much time IRL, just hanging out. To comment on other people's friendship of over a decade is crazy. That's insane. Well, I know better than these guys because I did a show with Hassan for a year. Like, do you hear yourself, man? Get help.
she's one of these people that felt compelled to comment, and so let's hear her out. And she's not a nobody. She's on Twitch. She's definitely like an orbiter, Hassan orbiter, I would say. I don't know. I mean, Will Neff he's kind of an Hassan orbiter, isn't he? I don't know how popular is he.
Yeah. No,
Guy who only knows the word orbiter. The word you're looking for is friends, which you would know if you had any, Ethan. The word's called, it's called friends. That's what the word is. That's what that, yes. I wonder where he got that word from. I wonder where he got the term orbiter from? I'm sure he made it up himself and didn't get it from a specific community.
No,
They're
pretty
in
big.
Austin now, I think.
Oh,
and
they
do a
moved.
lot of content with the people I watch, OTK.
Well, they got
And
evacuated in LA.
yeah, I guess I don't know exactly their situation, but I see them a lot in Austin and streaming with OTK people.
Will Neff is known for being Hassan's friend, and she's known for being Will Neff's girlfriend. So we're getting pretty orbiter. She's like Pluto at this point in the orbit. But anyway, here's her comment.
AB from H3 slept in a car parking area with his girlfriend, live streamed the entire thing. You know,
By the way, before she talks, I think it's so funny that that was somehow the segue into her being like, and by the way, Ethan's the fucking worst, isn't he? What does that have to do with anything?
I just have to say something. I don't comment on Ethan, okay? But I saw his post where there were fires that were close by his house, and he mentioned like he was still thinking of Hassan, and it honestly made me sad. Like, I'm not trying to do the whole, okay, as somebody who has now had to evacuate, like I'm not trying to like, I don't want to center myself in everything that's happened because there are people who've experienced worse.
But I'm going to.
But truly,
Yeah, but truly.
as someone who has
As someone who is going to center this around themselves. Girl, everybody's got fire and smoke in their backyard. You're not fucking special. Holy
I like how she was literally evacuated from her home. So she was literally in a special circumstance. And then he pretends like he was in the same boat as her. Okay.
shit.
So bizarre.
Also, like these people, they forgot what a joke is. These people are so stupid, they don't know what a joke is anymore. They think that this is like, what was that movie with, who was in it where they Ricky Gervais movie where people don't know about lying. He's the first person that ever lied, and everybody takes everything he says seriously. This
It's
is
the invention of lying.
This is what being a leftist is online, by the way, these days. Ethan said a joke? No way, dude! Holy f***. It's not even, you can't even spin this like in a way that, whatever, let her continue.
Steam, smoke, and flames.
Ethan is unhinged.
You know, for someone who pretends to be a comedian, he really doesn't say a lot of funny things. I don't even know that he knows what a joke is. Like, he doesn't have good comedic timing. He very clearly seems personally impacted by these things. Like, he just kind of comes off more unhinged than anything else, which good comedians don't look insane when they're making the jokes. Like, part of being a comedian is being able to say, well, I can make these jokes because I don't care, and you shouldn't care either. But when you actually care a lot, you look crazy to be screaming at everyone around you and then be like, it's just a joke. I was just saying all these terrible things about these people because I was joking. Whoa! What the hell? Is his 4-hour Hassan nuke a joke? I mean, it didn't make me laugh. It just kind of made me experience mental damage and psychic damage. So, yeah. Anyways, I did see this. This is from a while back, but yeah, he's just kind of like throwing everything at the wall, hoping anything sticks at this point. I wanted to pull up one other thing with you guys, because there was the Ethan Klein accusing Hassan of like sexual misconduct, which is, I'm pretty sure that's like defamation per se. But hey, you know. And then there's like the whole terrible saga of Ethan Klein calling Raph, the person who was on the podcast, or not the podcast, the panel, who originally had the idea to do like this tier list, who happens to be Jewish. He's been calling him a token. Ethan Klein has been calling a Jewish man a token Jew for, not agreeing with him, which is, I don't know, as an idea, widely anti-Semitic, kind of an insane person thing to do. Kind of insane, a little bit insane. But hey, what do I know, right? Ethan Klein clearly is the master at knowing what is and what is not anti-Semitism. He's capable. I remember. Oh my God, did you guys see the most recent delusion? Oh, dude, shit. Did you see the person who reached out and said, hey, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't work with H3 Productions anymore? And then he put on his story, this is because we're Israeli, when it doesn't say anything in the email about them being Israeli. Dude, I saw that even his own subreddit saw that shit and was like, sorry, can we just agree for a second that nowhere in this it says that? It doesn't say that. And he almost doxed them live on air. That was Ela, though, wasn't it? No, he posted on his Instagram story saying, here's this person saying that they don't want to work with us because we're Israeli. Does anyone have the Instagram story? Oh, was it her? No, never mind. It was her story. Sorry. Misinfo. Sorry. Apologies. It was her story. It was her Instagram story. Here it is. Okay. Took a second to find. So this is the email. Ugh, I fucking hate Reddit. The email says, I'm sorry, I can't be associated with this company. Thanks for the consideration. And Hila posted on her story, the artist I wanted to collaborate with decided I can't be associated with because I'm Israeli. I've followed him for years and always supported him. And I have an original painting of his at my house when we talk about how serious the rise in anti-Semitism is. This is why it's scary for us. It's now so casual to just not want to associate with an Israeli. Just because I was born there. Where does it say that? Where does it say that? All it says is I can't associate with this company anymore. I don't know, because of the numerous terrible PR decisions Ethan Klein has took the company under. Where literally nowhere in this email does it say it's because you're Israeli. The victim complex is fucking insane. It's fucking insane. I have no words. I just have no words. Oh no, did he double down? I haven't seen this. 100% on Ethan Hila's and this whole thing. However, I think it's unfair to make such a serious allegation against this artist. They didn't say they didn't want to work with her because she's an Israeli. All they said is that they didn't want to work with Teddy Fresh. There could be 100 different reasons for that. What I don't understand is, do you really think that artists were working with Hila and not knowing that she's Israeli when her and Ethan Klein mention it every second that they can? In the past year, I think I've heard Ethan and Hila talk about being Israeli Jews only like a billion times. If it took this long for someone to stop collaborating with Teddy Fresh, maybe it's not because you're Israeli and because of all the terrible shit you and your husband can't stop saying online. If this person was anti-Semitic, why would they work with you in the first place? This doesn't even make any sense. Like, think, people, think. I'm going to answer this because I've seen Hila getting enough shit from the scumbags on the internet. Dude, you know what I will say? Fuck, dude. Get you someone like Ethan Klein, okay? And I know what you're thinking. What the fuck is wrong with you? Hear me out. I have never seen a guy simp for his wife so hard. Like, this guy, she could probably like burn 20 orphanages and he'd be like, you know, there were terrorists in there. And I love my wife and she doesn't do anything wrong ever. So actually, fuck those kids. They didn't deserve to live anyway. He would say he would do that. Like, this guy, this is the ultimate wife guy. So when you're looking for a spouse, like, find someone that will defend all of your actions no matter what forever. I'm joking, obviously. You should find someone that holds you accountable and actually pushes you on crazy shit that you might believe. Like, I don't know, terrorist city Ramallah. Yeah, this guy, what a simp, dude. What a simp loser, dude. Jesus. Anyways, this is someone she has had an existing relationship with. They've never had an issue with any of our other controversies over years. There is no reason for the shortness of the answer, as they've been amicable and friendly until now. They're also a Hassan fan, active in the online activist circles that target us. You like to hope that people can prioritize a personal relationship and see through the bullshit that people say about us, but it's not always like that. Also, I don't know why some of you guys have a hard time believing this. Brad Does Music was literally canceled for taking a picture with us and forced to apologize. This has been a constant issue for Israeli artists since October 7th. We're not taking any accountability for the things that we say anymore. No, it couldn't possibly be any of the awful, horrible shit that you've said over the past year. It must be that you're Israeli. Do you hear yourself, man? This is crazy. This is insane. That's pretty pathetic. It's the Simpsons meme. Am I out of touch? No, it's everybody else that's in the wrong. Yeah. And then I saw that he was taking digs at like Stanzi, get away from her, and also at Creators for Palestine, which is really weird that he was taking issue with that, with like an amazing fundraiser put together by a lot of wonderful people that I also got to participate in a little bit. I did a food segment, so it was fun. It was fun. And it was cool because we got to raise over $1 million. Like, amazing. But anyways, Hassan Kadir, he responded to Ethan Klein.
Ethan Klein went on his podcast yesterday and said this about Creators for Palestine.
Creators for Palestine raised $1.6 million. That's fantastic. Literally negligible. They've received billions of dollars. It's a good thing. Has $1.6 million had an outcome on?
So that's negligible, but you felt the need to mention that you donated $6,500. So that's negligible, but Rogan insulting Ludwig was not acceptable for donating $10K. you need to keep a consistent position here, man. Because my position's always been the same. I mean, any amount of money donated is good, and we should applaud people, encourage people to donate to humanitarian causes. But to suddenly decide $1 million is negligible is crazy. It's crazy. When you went on air like a hypocrite saying, how dare Frogan say that 10K is nothing? How about you pick a position and you stay consistent on it? I'm consistent on this position. Any amount of money donated is good. How about you pick a consistent one?
On anything happening in Gaza? Absolutely not. Has it helped people? Sure. Has it helped the actual movement? No. Raise money. That's good. That's the easiest thing you can do is just give money, right? Good. Let's talk about real activism. Let's talk about enacting meaningful change.
It's not real activism. It didn't make a single difference in Gaza. He's lost his mind. It's crazy how much I used to look up to H3. They were the fathers of fair use, and now he's just sitting here crashing out for days on end because Hassan Piker won't watch his silly little class project. That $1.69 million, and I put the 9 there because it was 1.693 million, so it's pretty close to 1.7, so we'll round up. That $1.69 million helped so many individuals, and no, it absolutely did not solve the crisis. That's not what we set out to do. If we had the power to do that, we would have done that 1,000 times over. But no amount of YouTubers coming together is going to solve what's happening in Gaza. We wanted to do two things. Use our platform to spread awareness and help in the ways that we can and raise the money that we can. And if you can't understand that, Ethan, if you can't mentally understand that that's activism, you're an idiot. We pulled together creators from every single corner of the internet, people who have nothing in common, people who have never, ever talked about any political topic in public, and we got them to speak out about Palestine. We gave them the forum to use their platform for good. The whole point was to get people who have never talked about these kinds of issues, who have never cared about these kinds of issues, and put them in front of them. And I think we did exactly that. From the Try Guys to Curtis Connors to everybody that we had together in that room, it reached so many corners of the internet and reached so many more people than we'd ever had before. That's activism. And then beyond that, VidCon was 2 weeks later, and I can't tell you how many creators came up to me and said, thank you for doing that, asked on how they could be a part of the next event we do, asked what they could do from their own communities and their own platform because they've been terrified to speak out. But seeing guys like Curtis Connor, seeing guys like the Try Guys put their whole platforms out there on the line and say, I don't care what the U.S. government says about where they're going to send their dollars and who they're going to weaponize, I'm going to support this human rights violation. That's the activism, Ethan. It's using your platform to spread awareness. And on top of that, you're just implying that none of us did anything else. Lots of us marched at rallies. Lots of us spoke to our lawmakers, called our senators, called our local government officials, and made it very clear this is an issue to us. And here's a clip from his content nuke where he talks about how he donated $6,500 to Palestine.
Despite what you've read on TikTok and Twitter, I've donated $6,500 to a
Ethan
Palestinian
is familiar with is the aged milk consistency of his takes. Naturally occurring cheese.
charity after the war started.
Hey, Ethan Klein, thank you for the dono. Ethan Klein gave $6,500.
When he was called out about this on Twitter and on Threads, he
Bad Banana also talks about this in his video, but the TLDR is that Ethan Klein has yet to show even a single bit of admiration or respect or even point at some type of resistance against Israel's genocide in Gaza and say that it's good. Every instance of people attempting to resist genocide is wrong in his book. And I'm not talking about October 7th. I'm talking about, for example, the blockade or the ship that was taken by the Houthis. First of all, he literally misreported on that, even though the video came out 2 weeks after it was announced that the crew was completely unharmed, safe, and everyone was totally okay, which he lied about. He said, they're still missing, and he knowingly lied. And despite the fact that he claims that the boat is registered in the Isles of Man, so it can't possibly be an Israeli ship. It clearly has to be just some random other thing. It's somebody else's ship, even though in the screenshot that he shows in the video, it literally says that it's owned by an Israeli couple. He just lied for an entire 3 minutes straight on that. But if you are not in favor of an attempt at a blockade at preventing goods from entering a country actively engaging in genocide, where none of the ship's crew was harmed, there was no harm to people, only meaningful blockade of goods, what do you support of? What is meaningful activism for Palestinians against the genocide committed by Israel? Show me what is proof. If that's not proof, What are you in support of? Like, it's pathetic. It's so pathetic. He does this grandstanding. Oh, all you did was donate money. But God forbid anyone tries to do anything meaningful and stop resources from entering Israel. And it's like, how could you guys do this? It's really fucked up that you guys would do this. What? Are you kidding me? You just want to have your cake and eat it too. You want you want to morally grandstand that people donating money isn't activism. But when people do activism that doesn't harm any civilians or any people, you call that terrorism and say it's bad. What is meaningful change to you that is meaningful activism that would help end this genocide that you're in support of? He's against any support. He just won't say it and uses the money he donated as a shield. Yeah. And then he like references a post from like 2018 where he's like, see, I said Israel does bad things sometimes. You know what terrorism is? Terrorism is blowing up hundreds, thousands of pagers, killing innocent civilians and maiming thousands more innocent civilians. That's terrorism. I don't see you talking about that. I don't see you denouncing that. I don't see you condemning that. Pathetic, dude. Just pathetic. Get off your high horse, stop the finger wagging, and show us what you would consider meaningful change that isn't terrorism, please. Or is it just like brown people equals terrorism?
I've donated $6,500 to a Palestinian charity after the war started.
Hey, Ethan Klein, thank you for the dono. Ethan Klein gave $6,500.
When he was called out about this on Twitter and on Threads, he decided to come after Stanzi Potenza and go out of his way to say, how much money did you personally donate? That's such a stupid conversation point. So many creators, because I run Creators for Palestine. I see the back end. I see every donation. I can't tell you how many creators donated $10,000 plus $25,000 and more, but didn't make a public statement about it and didn't try and say, hey, look at me. I'm a good guy. I did something that's the most basic human necessity. Hey, I'm a millionaire, so I decided to give some of my money. And unlike Ethan, didn't make it a shield to say, hey, I don't have these horrible political beliefs. No, because I donated $6,500 to Palestine. Therefore, I made a difference. And then he's going to come out and criticize Creators for Palestine. And for what? Ethan, I was a massive fan of you growing up. I can't tell you how much I looked up to you as the father of fair use and for dunking on horrible, cringy people on the internet, but you've become exactly what you were against back in the day. You have the kind of life people dream of. You're a multi-millionaire, you got your kids, you have everything you could want, and you spend every day sitting on the internet crying and whining and moaning. Get offline and get your mental health in order. You have absolutely lost it. And don't you dare ever disrespect Creators for Palestine or any other charity again. When you're sitting there talking, you're calling us to do some real activism. What the hell have you done? Was your content new real activism? Was telling everybody that, oh my God, big reveal, Hassan Piker's a socialist. Of course he's a socialist. He's been a radical socialist the whole time. That's who he's been. That's not real activism either.
He's literally the newsflash, asshole. He's been a radical leftist the whole time.
Why don't you get off, go enjoy your millions of dollars, your wonderful life, and then do some real activism if you care about it, instead of sitting in your stupid podcast chair, yelling at your employees, treating everybody you know like crap, because you know, Ethan, multiple people in your life haven't spoken to you because they're nervous of how you'd react in public, but privately, tons of your friends have talked to me and to others about how worried they are about you and your mental health because you've absolutely flying off the handle. Get it together.
Good video. Yep. Good response. Ethan is apparently threatening to sue you and other creators for violating fair use by watching his video. It's so disingenuous. It's absolutely insane. I mean, it's literally like, again, I'm sorry I have to keep memeing it, but it's literally the clip. We're all looking for the guy who did this. We're all looking for the guy that made fair use possible.
To do that. And it'd be a shame if somebody was, well.
Oh, is he going to claim he's going to sue? Is he implying he's going to sue Denims for violating his Oh, please.
It's pathetic.
Sure. Okay. So Hassan definitely should not watch his nuke then. Right? We're all in agreement, Hassan.
This is what I keep saying. He wants to have his cake and eat it too. He wants to be able to threaten people and say, you can't watch my content. That's cheating. That's cheating. That's cheating. That's cheating. But also, Hassan, watch it. Hassan, watch it. Hassan, watch it. Hassan, watch it. Like,
agreement, Hassan should not and apparently cannot watch his video because Ethan Klein doesn't like people violating his copyright. Hassan can't watch it now. Man, that sucks. That sucks, man. He was totally going to do it too. Now he can't. Now he can't watch it.
On, dude. And then I wanted to show this section. This is insane. Like, he... Oh, thank you for linking this. 1 second. You're telling me this guy is a socialist? I am shocked. I'm shocked. He's just mad at you and your and Mike's viewership increase. Yeah, I mean, he's literally just pissed that, like, his content is so bad that it gives other people relevancy.
What's his average view count?
Probably like a couple K.
Couple K?
Does
Can
he
you look
really
it up?
get a couple K?
He has 6,000 subscribers.
Well, but this is in the post-nuke world, right? Where,
Well,
where they're all
up.
juicing.
And then Denims was like, what, 1,200 or something?
1.5.
Yeah. 1.5.
Last year. It's increased a lot since Hassan fallout.
Nice.
Oh my god, it's literally why I'm here. Thank you, Ethan. Welcome, Fallen H3 fans. Welcome. It's so pathetic. Oh god, it's so pathetic. Which, by the way, I'm like 99% sure this is the reason he's tried so hard to like discredit me and to not even mention me, because I think he was afraid of giving me more relevancy. But I think my presence, there's something about me just saying whatever the f I feel like saying, the way that I say it, that really pisses off annoying shitlords on the internet, that he literally couldn't resist. He couldn't control himself. Like, he was like, I need to do that bitch, this bitch, this vile, this, like, I could see he was like holding back slurs. I could tell that he wanted to say more. I could tell. Say it. Say your shit, Ethan. Say your shit. Come on. Come on. Come on. But anyways, yeah. Well, we all know how he feels about Arab Muslims, and we all know how he acts around women that aren't his wife. Your gender political, your race political, your politics political. Ethan crashed out about it. He got so mad he button pressed twice when talking about me on his stream. It was pathetic. It's really sad. Anyways, sorry, this tweet made me lose it. This is the tweet of, or sorry, this is the section of their show yesterday or the day before. I don't know, where she calls in crying because people don't want to work with Teddy Fresh anymore because, you know, it's a giant PR nightmare to work with Teddy Fresh. But this quote tweet is Ethan Klein tried to nuke Hassan, but instead he misfired at his wife's adult daycare clothing sweatshop. To be clear, I do think that, like, over the years, Teddy Fresh has had some good merch, but I'm pretty sure all of the stuff that I thought was good was stolen. And the rest of it, a lot of it's really bad. Like, a lot of it is like, it's uggo, dude. It's uggo as
Ela sent a message, wanted you to see this Instagram post.
The artist I wanted to collaborate with decided I don't want to be associated because I'm Israeli. Here's the quote. Sorry, I can't be associated with this company. Thanks for considering. I followed them for years, always supported them, and I have an ongoing painting of his at my house. When we talk about how serious the rise in anti-Semitism is, this is why it's scary for us. It's now so casual to just not want to associate with an Israeli just because I was born there. And this is the result of Hassan's type of activism.
I'm just annoyed because it's not the first one. There's another person right now that is doing.
What does this have to do with Hassan? We're just making shit up now. Like, it's the bicycle meme. It's this. This is Ela and Ethan deciding that they are going to be blatantly pro-Israel as often as they can on their show. And then when they experience consequences for their actions and for their words, they're like, this is all Hassan's fault. Why would Hassan do this? Grow up. Oh my God, grow up. Christ, dude. Just take accountability, man.
Doing the same thing to me, somebody that I'm already working with.
Also, Hassan has said so many times he hopes Ethan gets better, even while being straight up defamed by H3. But Ethan has said in the same episode he wants Hassan and Frogan to lose everything. Oh yeah, I mean, even right now, genuinely. I mean, I'm a rehabilitation leftist loser. Even today, I want Ethan Klein to get better. I want him to take time off from his show. I want him to fix whatever problems are happening in his life that's making him be insane on the internet. And I want him to get better. And I want him to get on his show and use this platform for good and be like, actually, sorry, I was insane for the past year. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. I'm actually gonna stop. I'm gonna be normal again. All right? That would be great, dude. That would be sick. I want him to get better. But he doesn't. How could Hassan personally send this message to Ela?
This is the result of this activism that this is the result of Hassan's activism. This is what it resounds to. Alienation, hate, racism, and zero progress for people in Gaza. Zero. I mean,
No, I mean, he actively didn't help make sure we don't get Trump in office. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
now I hope he's happy with like Trump Lindia that we're gonna get there. There should be a Hassan Street there, the Hassan Square.
That's a good point. Hassan Piker Way.
Say that and not realize you sound insane. You sound I don't mean to be mean, man, but you sound like a crazy person. What the f does an artist dropping you have to do with Hassan? You think that because you decided to crash out for a year about your ex leaving you, that suddenly he's responsible for everything you've done?
You guys have had a relationship, like he knows you.
Oh no, dude, no.
A relationship, like he knows you.
I'm just annoyed because it's not the first one. There's another person right now that is doing the same thing to me, somebody that I'm already working with. So, I don't know. This one really got to me because I have his art at my house, and it's like, what the fuck do I do with that?
And a lie, and kids being murdered. You're saying Israel does that on the daily. Okay? Now, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that. So are you in... So
the other one, I could add it. Do we have that one? Like...
Man, what a sad, sad world, dude. What a sad world. Dude, Jesus. Anywho.